is. New gem. And it appears that the motor is free. Turns over, so maybe we have something missing the starter though. That's a bummer.
Am I the only one that would pay $150 for this, or is there anyone else?
The motor's free.
So I got a bit of a new project here. I don't know if you guys know what these are, but these are Toro Workmans. These are like early 2000s, late 90s. They're pretty cool, like utilitarian, super heavy duty golf carts. Like you can put a dump bed on them or a salt bed and all kinds of crazy stuff. But anyways, this one is Andrew's, and this one I just picked up from a online auction. It was pretty local, and it was only $140, I think, to buy this. So I couldn't pass it up, but as you can see, this is as is. This is how I bought it. So it's kind of been picked apart, probably used as like a donor. Kind of picked apart. It's definitely been used as a donor vehicle. We're not sure why it was deemed out of service, so that's what we're going to try to find out today. We have the rear end up there on the workbench. So we're hoping at least the engine's good. It's got a small 3-cylinder diesel Mitsubishi, I think. Same thing Andrew's got in his. So it's missing a bunch of parts, so luckily they're pretty similar, but the big difference on this one was 4-wheel drive. It's not quite 4-wheel drive at the moment. But Andrew's is only 2-wheel drive, but they share a ton of the same parts. So we're planning on robbing the starter off of his, putting it on this one, and seeing if at least it runs. It's missing the water pump and a bunch of other stuff, but we should be able to see if it runs.
Alternator, all that.
Yeah, it's missing like a pile of stuff. We're a little concerned about the compression. We're not sure. It seems awfully easy to spin over by hand, so that's a little bit concerning, but we'll see if it runs. If the hour meter is right, how many hours does it have on it?
2,687.
2,600. Yeah, this one's pretty cool. It had 4-wheel drive. You can see like the front diff up there, but all the axles and stuff are missing. His is just 2. But this thing's been pretty beat on. We were noticing, you might not be able to tell in the video, but somebody either had a really hard front end collision or they bent up like the front tongue because
it's had some collisions.
Yeah, they got this thing pretty whooped. The seating space up front is like a lot tighter on this one compared to this one. So that was either smashed in or maybe they lifted it up, moving it around and bent it. So this is the rear diff / transmission setup that are in these things. So it's like identical to the one Andrew's got, except this one has this is for the 4-wheel drive. The shaft came out of this and ran all the way up front. His has just got like a plug there. So this transmission was just kind of sitting crooked on top of the bed there. So this is one of the reasons I'm sure that it was out of commission. We're not sure.
The input shaft's locked up, but
yeah,
like the back still moves. You gotta. It only goes into one gear. I don't know if that's none of these shift forks will move anything. So
stuff turns and stuff doesn't turn. A bunch of bolts were loose, so this is definitely one of the reasons. But we're not sure. They had a bunch of these. The municipality that we picked it up from, it was like a park district. So this could have been the original one, or it could have been another broken one from a different unit, swapped out and all that. We have no idea. But we might tear into it and see if that's fixable. Not sure what the whole plan is with this yet. I don't know if it's worth putting all back together, but we're going to start with getting that engine running, hopefully. Is the one bolt you have in there at least tight?
yeah, it was.
Oh, that's good.
There's supposed to be one up there, but it's not there anymore.
It's probably a good thing we're going through all this. You can check all your loose hardware down there.
I did have some loose hardware. The starter looks newer than, you know, it doesn't have the same patina as everything else down there. I wonder if it got replaced.
It's pretty clean. His unit is like squeaky clean compared to that over there. Oh, that was quick.
We're ready.
Put it in. I gotta get a battery too.
How's your metric hardware drawer?
No, we'll find you something. This definitely came from China. One of these is really marred up.
Oh, that's nice.
That's a pretty common one.
8.125.
I might have one.
You might?
Yeah.
I know you're not a big. It's definitely not though. It's 8.125. That's nice. Oh. How's it look?
Good. This one's missing the whole bell housing and clutch assembly too. That's another thing.
That's good for the viewers. They can really
Yeah,
see
you can
what's
see
going
how that
on here.
engages. So the more I'm thinking about it, the more expensive it would be to put this thing back together. That's missing the rear end axles. These are kind of similar. The rear ends in these are pretty similar to like the Kubota UTVs that probably are more common than these. They're like independent, but still kind of solid. I don't know, it's weird to explain, but it looks real similar in my opinion to the Kubota UTVs that are out there.
It's pretty cold, below freezing. It just makes it, a smoother startup, less smoke.
Less clunking.
Yeah. Thing is noisy. Let's get rid of that real quick.
What, is that battery actually mounted properly, unlike yours?
Did you show them what this is, what this is all
What is
about?
that? It's a very specific battery. This isn't a diesel generator, so I hope it still works.
No smoke.
Well, I hope it's charged. You should have seen a spark. Did it spark? Oop, look, don't stop, look.
Oh.
We're on to something here. What was that, a blinker? Yeah. Good news. Oop. Fuel pump.
Well, you ready? What?
Are any lights on? Clutch? Safety still works? Nothing?
It's unplugged because the transmission isn't there.
Oh, clutch safety.
I think we can jump that. Is it this?
Yeah, I gotta get the dog off me. Come on, bud. Come on. Lay down. It's okay. Good boy. Oh. And make sure these get all tangled up on the flywheel.
You got a bungee or something?
Nah, it's fine. Just turn it.
Should we check like the air cleaner or anything?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
We checked the oil once. Smoke. Oh, you're smoking out the dog.
Oh no.
You're good. Go ahead.
Maybe if you hold this to right here.
Glow plug?
Yeah.
What?
No, just
That's not. What is?
no, just hold this wire.
All right, it's getting warm. It's getting... Uh-oh. Get out of there, Leo.
Started getting.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, we need a water pump on there. Huh. Well, it seems to run good.
Pretty good. I think it's worth putting a little bit of money into now.
You think?
Sourcing a starter and a water pump and an alternator.
You're not worried about the compression? You think that's... I mean, it's not really under a load, so I'm just worried about it. I don't know. It's probably fine.
You want to compare? Like this one?
Yeah, but yours is all hooked up.
Mine doesn't have the starter.
It's got more resistance. Did you just try starting it?
Yeah, I was gonna.
It's missing a starter. You got to get a starter for this thing. It's junk.
Yeah, I gotta
It's
get a
junk.
starter.
I got a starter.
You want to hear it again? I mean,
Yeah.
we're gonna smoke the dogs out.
Puts right up. Well, was it worth $140 now?
I would say it's.
Oh, it's a steal.
I would say it's a steal.
And you get, you get a parts unit for that thing.
There's a couple of good parts on here still.
Not sure if it's worth putting back together. I was kind of looking online. There's not really an aftermarket business for these things. So I think I can get the parts from Toro still, but it's going to be big money getting the rear end. We don't even know what's wrong with the...
Came with a almost full tank of fuel.
Wow.
That's a $20.
Wow. So we might... What do you think? You want to try tearing into that rear end and seeing if that's a disaster?
I don't know much about those. Ooh, the fuel gauge works.
He's all happy about the fuel gauge because his doesn't work.
What does that say?
So he wants to buy a fuel
Half a
gauge
tank
off
of
me.
fuel in there.
That's like a $50 fuel gauge.
Easy.
So after getting the engine going, we're pretty sure this is the reason that was decommissioned. We got the top door open. So like we said, the rear shaft, yeah, the main input there, there's something really, see that right there, that little tooth that's kind of, I feel like that might be an issue.
I don't know what that is. I'm not a transmission guy. I don't know if that's like some kind of synchro.
Oh, I thought you were. At least they kept it closed up. It's pretty clean in there. Although, those, like you said, those don't move.
This one does.
What's that?
You could probably see on my transmission which one does.
Where's...
High and low.
That's high and low. What do you got? First and third in the...
First, second, third.
Okay.
So the only one that shifts on that transmission, this is the one that'll shift on that other one, which is the high-low range.
High and low moves.
On the one on the bad tray.
Try moving that little thing with the...
Look at that.
What'd you do? Did you just wiggle it? It seems like it's moving kind of rough.
Something's tight.
It's binding. Do those shift levers move now? Still nothing. But we're not transmission specialists. Got really heavy duty ring and pinion gears back here. It's a serious transmission. So I think we'll just put this on the shelf until your transmission blows up, and then you're gonna need to find out what's wrong with this one.
Where I can get some parts out of it.
Yeah, it might be useful for something. So I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna be putting this thing back together in working condition like that one. But since we got the engine going, seems like it's running pretty good. I do have another project coming up for that, which is gonna be pretty cool. So we'll keep a lookout for that. otherwise, this is going to be a good parts unit for Andrew when he breaks something.
Hopefully it has the part on it that
Hopefully, yeah, the part's still on there that he would need.